What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So the stock market is having yet again another strong day so far today, as the S&P 500's up 0.5%, up about 16 points. The Dow Jones is also up about 0.5%, up 125 points, and the Nasdaq is up over 1.2%, 150 points in the green, and the Russell 2000 is up about 0.8%. So very strong day in the market so far, with about 25 minutes left in the session. And in this video, we're going to be talking more about the stock market, breaking down some technicals, going over the top stocks that I'm actually looking to buy right now as we're getting kicked off in the month of September of 2020. And I actually made a bunch of moves in the markets today, and we're also going to talk about those moves in this video and in general my thoughts in the stock market right now. So a lot to talk about. If you guys find value, as always, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Join our free Discord chat and Facebook group, link down below in the description box. And you can also get one free stock from WeBull valued up to $1,600. Link down below in the description box. All you have to do is deposit $100 into the account, and that is when you get your free stock. And they just changed that, by the way, guys. Remember I said they kind of discontinued the 2 free stock promotion valued up to $1,400. Well, they just started a new one valued up to $1,600, but you only get one free stock. So if you guys are interested, again, that's linked down below. All you have to do is deposit $100 and you get your free stock. So let's get right into it, starting off with the S&P 500 with about 23 minutes left in the session. Like I said, it's up 0.5%, and no doubt about it, there is no doubt in my mind that the bulls are still in charge. And how do I know that? Well, it's very obvious. You take a look here at the 5-day 5-minute, the S&P 500 broke out of 3,500. This was a big resistance towards the end of the week last week, right? We gapped out of 3,500, so that gave bulls more momentum. We rallied up to about 3,510. Yesterday, we pulled down. We tested 3,500, rallied back up to 3,510, pulled down, tested 3,500 again. We rallied into the close of the market yesterday, followed by a little pull down, but overall, 3,500 held like a rock yesterday, so that is good for the bulls as well. And then this morning we saw a massive rally off of that low, so that gave even more momentum to the bulls. And what do you know, the S&P hit an all-time high today. So we hit 3,500 this morning, rallied to 3,515, sold off, consolidated at about 3,510 for a little bit, followed by another rally to 3,520, which again, that's the all-time high. So bulls are in charge here, no doubt about it, on the S&P 500, and it seems like we are going higher. I know it's crazy, but it seems like we are going higher, especially since we broke 3,515, and now it seems like the S&P is going to try and hold 3,515 as a support, which is that 50 SMA on this 5-day 5-minute as well. And if it does, that's even better for the bulls. So things are stacking up solid, what's the word here? Well, let's just put it this way. The cards are stacking up in the bulls' favor. Let's just put it that way, right? And that's the same for the Dow as well. The Dow, we pulled down a bit yesterday, or actually that was from Friday heading into Monday, and now we're curling back up on the 5-day 5-minute. You guys can see it. We're starting to rally back up, and at this point, the next big resistance on the Dow is around $28,700. You guys can see that is roughly where we were yesterday or the day before on Friday. And overall, with today's price action, we're up 50.50%. It's really solidifying the higher low on this uptrend, the higher low being around this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart and this $28,200 level that we're seeing. So this is good, guys. This is looking very good for the bulls. This could literally be the point where we're forming this cup, and then we can blast off, especially if we break 28,700. So watch those levels on the Dow, looking very, very good here. And the Nasdaq, it's getting overbought. It's been overbought, no doubt about it, but it's going higher. It's going higher as of now, at least, and that's just unbelievable. It's up 1.3%. All-time high was just hit at 12,286 points. Unbelievable here, guys. And you can see the NASDAQ has gone straight up with only 2-3 pull downs in between since the 11th, 12th of August. So straight up, guys, it's been about 20 days in a row of straight up movement in the NASDAQ from 10,800 to about 11,000 points all the way to 12,200. So it's moved around 10% in that 20-day time period. And this is not 20 trading days. This is 20 calendar days, guys. So it's moved 10% with 2-3 pull downs in between. And yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the bulls are in charge here. And yeah, they are in charge, but I think a pull down is necessary. Quite honestly, I would love a pull down here on the NASDAQ, maybe around 11,500, 11,600, but in this environment, who knows if we get it. But again, I think that would be a pretty healthy spot. So overall, NASDAQ's crushing it, Dow is crushing it, S&P's crushing it, small caps, Russell 2000 is crushing it as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a move here on the Russell. I mean, it's tuning up for a potential breakout here off this 50 SMA. So watch out for some Russell ETFs. I mean, a small cap ETF that I like, that I buy pretty much monthly, bi-weekly in my long-term account. This is IJR. I love this. I own this in my Roth IRA. I believe in another account as well. So watch out for this Russell 2000 small cap focused ETF. You know, if the Russell breaks off of this 50 SMA and starts to, push off like this into the 1600 territory, that could be huge for ETFs like IJR and many others out there. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on the markets? What are you guys doing? I would love to know. And where are we heading in the future? Are we too overbought on the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ? Are we heading lower? Or are we going to continue trucking up and just continue moving and hitting all-time highs? Let me know down below in the comments. Now, for me, guys, I made some moves today. I bought into Tesla, TSLA. I bought in at $487. This is actually a move I made earlier in the day. I forget when exactly. I believe it was on this initial dump off. Actually, no, that might be wrong. I bought in after, well, it was after this dump off. It dumped to about 470, rallied up to $500. So it saw a 30-point rally from the low of the day up to that point 500. And then you guys can see as we started getting rejected by that 50 SMA here on the 5-day, 5-minute, we took a hit from 500 down to about 483. And on this pull down, this is where I picked up the shares, I believe. Again, $487. I think I bought them in right around here at about 11:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm in this one as a swing, and I'm aware I am down on my position. I'm down about $10 per share, but I'm not sweating it because the way I swing trade is I scale into my positions, right? I'm not buying all in at once. I'm not dumping in 100% of my position at once, my goal position size. I'm only putting in 10, 15, or 20%. So I'm in Tesla right now with a decent amount of shares, and I just honestly plan on holding. I mean, I think September is potentially going to be a very big month for Tesla, and we got some news. I mean, you're asking, why is Tesla down today? About 5% down. Actually, more like 4.2. But why is it down? Well, they plan on selling as much as $5 billion of shares, capitalizing on the high-flying stock price and on the recent stock split that made it more accessible for individual investors. We obviously know, that the psychological price of it being from $2,500 to $400, that brought a lot of investors in. Okay, we obviously know that, right? And why are they doing this? Well, the electric vehicle car maker, will sell its shares, quote-unquote, from time to time through an agreement with several banks, according to a regulatory filing. And the Palto or what am I saying here, guys? I'm reading these notes straight from my iPad. It says the Palo Alto, California-based company plans to use the proceeds to strengthen its balance sheet and for general corporate purposes. Tesla's raising money while it expands, with new factories going up in Germany and Austin, Texas, following the recent completion of a plant in Shanghai. So this for me, guys, and it comes at a pivotal time for the manufacturer, which faces more competition from established automakers and startups, yada, yada, yada. So this for me, I think it's a strategic move. I mean, the stock price is up so much. It's up 1,000% from $200 to $2,000. That is ridiculous. Or not 1,000%. Or no, it is 1,000%. That is ridiculous. So they're selling some shares to reinvest back into the business. It's not like they're taking this money and blowing it on yachts, going to whatever, buying islands, doing this and that. No, they're taking this money. They're going to invest it back into manufacturing plans, just to have some cash on the balance sheet as well, just in case they want to invest into something else. So this is good in my opinion. Yeah, the stock is taking a short-term hit from it, but as a long-term investor, I love it. I love Tesla for doing this, and even as a short-term trader, looking at it short-term wise, because I think it'll ultimately recover from here, and that could be a short-term opportunity. So they're looking to sell about $5 billion of shares, but don't freak out. It's for the business. It's to invest in the business, and it's good for the long term. Let's put it that way, right? So I'm in Tesla at $487, and I'm still in Apple at $125.97, and this is one that I got close to locking in some profits on today, but I didn't. Maybe I do tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening, but I'm still in Apple at $126-ish, $125.97 to be exact, but we'll round it up to $126, and I'm also in Upwork. I actually locked in some profits in Upwork today on this run up to about $16.30. I didn't time it perfectly and get out at $16.30, but I did get out at, let me check my notes, I think $16.10. Yeah, $16.10 is where I ended up getting out of Upwork. I didn't sell out completely, but I did lock about half of my position in profits, and I've been in Upwork, for those new viewers out there, since 1440, and so from 1440 up to 1610, I mean, you can imagine that's about a 10 to 11% move, so I'm very happy there, and ultimately I'm still holding shares, so I'm still bullish on Upwork, and it seems like the trend is still intact, right? We're holding the 5-day, 5-minute moving averages, so this could very well run up even more, which is why, again, I still have about half of my position. And speaking of Upwork, I'm actually still in I'm still looking at some calls here. I'm looking at, and on my notes here, I'm looking, I think, the January 15th, 2021, $17.50 calls. Those are about 40, or no, way more than 40 days out. The October ones are about 40, 50 days out. January is about 150 days out. So those, I think, are decent. I think there's a lot of volume with those, open interest as well. So I'm looking at those calls, and I think 150 days away, we're about $2 off that strike right now. I think those are a decent bet if you're bullish Upwork, and as always, do your own due diligence. So I'm looking at those. And Workhorse, guys, Workhorse Group, let me tell you, I actually just locked in profits on Workhorse Group before filming this video. And you guys might be saying, Stas, are you crazy? What are you doing? Why are you selling out on this move? Listen, I'm not bearish because I'm selling out. All I'm doing is locking in profits. You guys have to realize I've been in since $16.40, and I bought more at $15.90, so I've been in the low 16s for a couple weeks at this point. And me locking in profits, again, I'm not going bearish on the stock. I'm simply locking in profits. Nobody ever went broke locking in profits. Now I want to wait and see what Workhorse is going to do at $20. Mind you guys, $20, we failed back in the beginning of August. And if you guys recall, back in the beginning of August, we rallied up to $20 and I didn't sell out of my Workhorse. So I'm not making that same mistake again. Not saying that it's going to tank here again. I'm just locking in the profits. So it ran up to where it was earlier in August where I didn't lock in the profits, but this go around, I locked in around, let's take a look here, and I sold at about 1670, guys, right before this video, no joke. The first couple takes, I was watching Workhorse, and I was like, let me go and log in and sell out very quickly and then film the video, start over filming. So I literally just sold out and made around a 20% profit from 16 up to about 1970. So I'm taking that here in the short term, and if it goes higher, oh well. And I'm just looking for a re-entry, quite honestly, looking to see what it does at about 20. If we break 20, if we sell off, ideally I'd like to see it sell off here. If things were to play in my favor, I'd love to see Workhorse sell to about 18, 17 bucks, and then I could buy more of it, just buy back in. But it doesn't always play out that way. And when it comes to options, I'm looking at October 16th, 2020, $20 call options. So those are the ones that are about 40, 50 days out. The $20 calls, I think those have a lot of potential here moving forward. I mean, heck, Workhorse is just about 30 cents shy of $20. And I was actually looking at these calls earlier in the day when Workhorse was at about $18. So, I might actually look at some further ones out and maybe $25 strikes. We'll see, but those are the main ones I'm in, guys. Tesla, Apple, Upwork, Workhorse. I'm still in Foot Locker as well at about $29.60, but still a pretty small position. I'm up on it, but I'm looking for Foot Locker to break out of 31 before adding more, and I'm still in GDX and GLD, my two gold holdings here, just to have some exposure there as kind of a hedge position. So let me know down below, guys, in the comments, what did you all do today? I'd love to know. Do you think I'm crazy for selling out of Workhorse? Again, I'm not bearish. I'm just looking to lock in that profit, guys, because if it falls from $19.70 where it is now down to $16 tomorrow, I know I'm going to be telling myself, Stas, you're an idiot. I'm going to be kicking myself. Even if it fell down to $18, $17.50 tomorrow, I'd still be kicking myself, right? So I locked those in. And again, let me know down below in the comments what you guys did. Now, let's talk about some other stocks to buy on a little bit of weakness here. I'm looking at McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD. This one hit a high of about 216, 217. You guys can see it got rejected right around that high from back before the crisis. Before the crisis, McDonald's was at around 218, sold off all the way to 120. Now it's back up to roughly that same price. So it hit 216, 217 recently. I think literally it might have been last week. It was on Friday. Now we're selling off. We're about $4 to $5 off of those highs. And you guys can see on the 4-hour chart, it seems like McDonald's is trying to hold this 50 SMA here on the 4 hours. So I'm thinking if it does, right, and it breaks 213, maybe we can see a play on McDonald's from 213, maybe back up to 217, 218. That's kind of what I'm waiting for here. And another thing that could happen, let's say if this 50 SMA fails to hold, we break it and we start trending into the lower 200s, maybe we start finding support around 200 to 205. That could also be a good entry point right around this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. That could give us, let's say, from 205 up to 220. That could give us around a 7 to 10% potential. So I'm loving McDonald's. I'm also interested here in Beyond Meat. We've been tracking this one for a while. It's been downtrending for a while from 167 down to about 125. It was downtrending, but it caught my attention back in the beginning of August, about 3 weeks ago, once it broke out of this channel, this downwards, it's more of a wedge. It was a downwards wedge. We broke out of it from 125 up to about 145. So we saw a nice move there, but since then it's been cooling off again. So all of August it's been cooling off up until the 28th of this month, where it went from 125 all the way back up to 140 again. So ever since then, Beyond's been very bullish, and a lot of momentum has been shifting from bearish to bullish, but I want to see a break above 140. I think above 140, that's going to be where Beyond finally sees that leg up to 150 and maybe back up to 160. So the tides are slowly turning on Beyond, and I want to be a part of it. Another one here I'm watching is EA, Electronic Arts. It's uptrending, no doubt about it, on the 4-hour chart. It's down about $10 off its highs, which equates to around a 6% potential for profit. So that's good. But one thing worth noting is this could be a head and shoulder. It very well could be, right? Left shoulder here, head as we ran up to 148, and now this could be the right shoulder here that's forming, especially if we take out 137, 135 on the bottom side. I think if we end up dumping, obviously, I'm not looking to buy into it. That would be the confirmation of the head and shoulder, which is bearish. But if we don't dump, let's say we hold 138, we start to pop up 140s, that is where I think the reversal could take place. And especially if 142 breaks, that is where I think EA is going to see a huge leg up. It might squeeze out and back up to the 150. So EA, it's in an iffy spot, but I think there's potential, and I think it is worth watching 100%. Another one here that we've been calling out like crazy is Starbucks, and it keeps on going, guys. Up 1.6% today, up $1.40, and I'm loving the price action. Take a look. I mean, we consolidated at about $85 for about 2-3 trading days. You guys can see it here on the 28th, the 31st, and a little bit today. We consolidated at about 84, 85, and we're finally now, guys, choosing a direction. We're finally choosing a direction from 85 up towards the higher 80s. This is good. We hit a high here at about $86 on the 5-day, 5-minute. This is solidifying to me that Starbucks, I know it's a bit overbought, but it could be making a move now. It could be shooting up to the 90s. Yeah, it could be. And it could literally be consolidating here for a little bit for the next couple of days. Who knows what's going to happen? But the bullish price action here is showing me that 90s is next. 90s is next. And I'm looking at Starbucks here. I might not add more to it since I bought a lot in the 70s, but hey, you never know. I might. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But overall, from 85 to 90, I'm loving it. And Walmart here, guys, Walmart, they're coming at Amazon's next. Amazon, you better watch out because Walmart is coming, and the stock price is reflecting that. And this is one that I don't play the whole shoulda, coulda, woulda game in the stock market because I know better than that. That's stupid. But if I were to buy a stock that I wish I should have bought a couple days ago, it was Walmart. Walmart's definitely one of them because Walmart, it ended up holding 130, this 180 SMA here, right, at about 130 after earnings that were pretty good. You know, dropped from 145 down to 130, took out 135. I mean, ever since then, on top of the good catalysts coming out for it as well, ever since then, it's just been smooth sailing, guys. And we got news that they're launching Walmart Plus, this service coming out on September 15th. It'll cost about $98 a year or about $12.95 a month, and it includes a 15-day free trial period. And this includes unlimited free delivery. In-store prices come as fast as same day on more than 160,000 items. So what that pretty much means is you can get the same prices in store as the ones you are getting delivered. That's kind of my understanding there, on over 160,000 items from tech to toys to household essentials and groceries. And they also added a feature called Scan and Go. And this allows you to unlock, scan, and go in the Walmart app, a fast way to shop in store, and you can actually scan your items as you shop and pay using Walmart Pay for a quick, easy, and touch-free payment experience. So that's interesting. I haven't heard of any other company do that where you can scan and pay as you go. That's pretty interesting. And also on top of that, fuel discounts. Fill up and save up to 5 cents a gallon at nearly 2,000 Walmart's, Murphy USA's, and Murphy Express fuel stations. Sam Club's fuel stations will soon be added to this lineup. So, hey, Amazon, watch out, man. Watch out. Walmart is coming. I don't know if that's as good of a service as Amazon Prime or whatever, but they're coming with their own twists, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it as somebody just that loves looking at companies and how they compete. I think this is a really good move here for Walmart. And Ulta is another one that I'm watching at 230. We're up about 0.3% today, up about 70 cents. Nothing crazy, but guys, notice how Ulta went from 200 to 270 after earnings, back down to 230. The past couple of days, we've been consolidating at 230. So this could be tuning up for a move back up to 250. Heck, maybe back up to 270. So I'm watching Ulta on this weakness. I think there's a lot of potential. Now, these stocks that we just mentioned, yeah, they offer potential. I'm heavily looking to buy them. But these next three to four stocks we're going to quickly glance over. These are stocks that I think are very good stocks. They have potential, but they're a bit overheated. One of them is Zoom. Zoom did very well when it comes to earnings, and today, guys, oh my goodness, the stock is up 41%, up 130 points. What the heck? Yesterday, it was at 300 before the earnings. So Zoom is one that is overbought, overheated. It might be crazy to buy it here, but I think if it pulls down, it's worth watching for a buy. Another one here is CRM. Very overheated. It's very high. It's gone up like crazy in the past couple of weeks from 190 up to 280. That's a move of more than 20, more like 30, 40%. So that's a huge move in CRM, but any weakness, I think it could be worth adding, especially as they just got added to the Dow 30. NVIDIA is another one. NVDA. I love this company, but hey, it's overheated. At $560, it just hit an all-time high. I would love to pick up shares, maybe in the mid-400s, 450, maybe 470. That's kind of where I'd like NVIDIA. And Rocket, RKT. I've been getting a lot of questions on this one. This just IPO'd recently, and with IPOs, it's not dangerous. Well, they are dangerous, but it's hard to say whether or not it's overheated or underheated because they literally just IPO'd. But Rocket's one of those that it has potential. It is pretty hot considering it was just $19 a share about 2 weeks ago. Now it's at about 30, but again, it just IPO'd, and who knows? For all we know, this could go even higher, right? So I'm watching Rocket here, and who would have knew Beyond Meat when it IPO'd? It went, if you guys remember, it went from like $50 to about $260. And not saying Rocket's going to do that, but who knows? I mean, anything could happen when a stock IPOs. Take a look. Beyond went from 45 to 240 in the span of 2-3 months. So RKT could do something similar. Who knows? It could go from $30 to 150, then pull down again and cool off, come back to earth. So I'm watching these couple here, and as the market just closed, let's wrap it up there. S&P up 26 points, very, very strong day, up about 0.75%. Dow ended up going up 216, up 0.75 as well, and the NASDAQ went up 180, 1.5% up. Russell went up 100, over 1.07%, 16 points up. So very strong day in the markets. And Workhorse Group, guys, take a look. We ended up bursting out of $20 at the close. So I sold a little bit early. I left some profits there on the table, but it is okay. We'll see what ends up happening tomorrow. You guys can see it's running even after hours here. So that's going to be it for the video. If you all enjoyed it, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to claim your one free stock now. It went from 2 stocks to 1, but it went up to $1,600. Claim your one free stock valued up to $1,600. Link down below in the description box from WeBull. All you have to do is deposit $100. And that is how you get your free stock. I also get one free stock since it is an affiliate link, and I do appreciate you guys, as all of those proceeds from you using that link help me directly support me and all the free content that I'm putting up. So I'll catch you all on the next video, in the next video, whatever, however you want to say it. Be safe out there. Crush these markets. As always, guys, peace out.